Crikey, mate. It's me, Stephen Robert Irwin, or as you may know me, Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. I'm a famous Australian wildlife expert, and I'm making this documentary to tell you a bit about my life and my interesting adventure to Deakin Island. I was born on the 22nd of February in 1962 in Upper Ferntree Gully in Victoria. My parents, Lynn and Bob, my two sisters, Joy and Mandy, and I always loved living in Victoria. But in 1970, we moved to Biwa in sunny Queensland. My parents opened up a reptile and fauna park in Biwa where they cared for all different types of wildlife. I grew up with animals and really loved those reptiles. My mum cared for a variety of injured and orphaned animals, and our house was full of them. I caught my first venomous snake at the age of 6, and crikey, he was a big one. Growing up, I always loved sneaking up and catching crocs with me dad. If I didn't catch him, someone else would have shot him. I've always had such a thrill for the survival of all wildlife and their habitats. In 1980, my parents' wildlife park was now called Queensland Reptile and Fauna Park, and this was my home, and the wildlife animals were my family. I met the love of my life, Terry, as she came to visit my family's wildlife park in 1991. We were married in 1992. My parents retired in this year. In 1998, I renamed the wildlife park to Australia Zoo, a place where I worked endless hours with all of my wildlife pals. In this same year, my little first tacker, Bindi, was born, and in 2003, along came Robert. My goal was to raise Bindi and Robert as wildlife lovers, just like my family were. In 2003, I came to Deakin Island, leaving my family behind to embark on a journey to capture some of those cheeky crocs. Those bloody buggers had escaped from Muttonbird Zoo into a nearby river, and they needed me, the crocodile hunter, to put them back into the zoo. I felt pretty thrill-seeking as I got to this river where my pals were hiding. I could not hear them, but I could definitely sense that they were nearby. One of the crocs poked their eye up above the water as he knew I was coming for him. I quickly jumped on the huge fella and wrestled him down with my bare hands, and then used some of my special equipment to finish the job. While I was here at Deakin Island, I got a call from Beacon Cove needing me for some assistance. Crikey, where would the world be without the crocodile hunter?